Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you stopping in. Today I've got a topic of something that's pretty personal to each person. The 5 things that made me super emotional whenever they happened. Now some of these are kind of small and people might laugh at them. Other things for me are pretty big and are huge accomplishments in my mind. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with number 1. Alright, so one major thing that changed whenever I started to lose weight was shoes. Not that my feet got smaller or anything like that, but it used to be so hard for me to put on shoes. You don't think about those kind of things whenever you're not larger, but yeah, it was definitely difficult. All right, another thing that made me emotional whenever it happened is a simple thing, but people don't think about it a lot either. It's also foot related, so I'm wondering if I might have a fetish. But besides that, whenever I could first look down and see my feet without actually having to bend all the way over and look, because before, whenever I looked down, I would have to lean forward and stuff just to see my feet. But now I don't have to do that. See? Now just look straight down. No problem. Alright, and the next thing that made me super emotional whenever it happened was whenever I ran my first continuous mile, non-stop. It was fantastic. I mean, I used to be a soccer player, so I could run long distances, short sprints, all that. I did cross country to prepare for soccer season. So running was something I was always really, really good at. So whenever I gained all this weight, something I really couldn't do anymore. But once I was able to do it, it was so emotional. I ran on a track, 4 laps around, and I had to build up to it. I was going like maybe just a quarter of a lap, and then like walking a little bit, and then another quarter of a lap, to being able to run a full lap, and then eventually made it all the way up to 4. It wasn't very fast, but it was a full mile non-stop, and it was very emotional. Alright, the next thing that made me really emotional was whenever I went and bought new clothing. Now, for me, I didn't see that much of a difference. Even though I was keeping track month to month of my physique, I didn't see a point in buying new clothing because, one, I thought, I'm going to be losing more weight, so there's no point in buying new clothes. It's kind of a waste of money. And then 2, I just really didn't think that I was wearing too big of clothing. So my mom actually kept on getting on to me saying, hey, you need to get some new clothes. Get some new clothes. You're wearing clothes that are way too big. And so eventually she took a picture that showed how big these clothes were on me. So after seeing that, I was like, okay. And she took me shopping, and we got some new clothes. And I went from a size 42, almost 44 with my waist to, when I was trying on clothes, I was like, okay, I'll try a 38. And I put the 38 on, and it was pretty much falling off of me. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went to a 36. So I went from a 42, 44 to a 36 waist. And in the dressing room, whenever I put them on, I was so happy, but at the same time, I was just like super emotional. I had to take a minute, collect my thoughts, took some pictures, and then, kind of went from there. And the funny thing is, next month I had to go shopping again because I went down another pant size to 34s. So, but yeah, it's all right. And then the last thing that made me super emotional, and it still makes me super emotional to this day when it happens, is I have friends that tell me that they see the difference or anything, and that's good, but they go from telling me that they are, happy with what I did to asking for advice. And after asking for advice, I had several friends who have picked up, what I've done and have translated it to their own life. So they're losing weight, they're exercising, they're asking me for advice, they are, lifting weights, running, eating better, asking my advice on pretty much everything that I've done. And honestly, it's not something that is, not a magic potion or anything like that. I found it online. So the fact that I know they have the same resources I have, but they're coming to me because they've seen the success I have, it's really awesome. I mean, every time I get a message from somebody saying, hey, I really need some advice on how to lose weight, or that food looks really good, I have trouble cooking food that's that good, that tastes well, that's good for me, can you show me how, can you tell me how, do you have any suggestions? Every time it makes me feel so amazing, and the fact that I'm impacting people's lives is phenomenal. And that's the reason why I started this channel. I want to expand it. I mean, I love all of my friends. I want to get new friends. I want to get everybody that sees this, I want them to have hope. I want them to know that they're not alone. The fitness community is amazing, and we will help you. I will help you as much as I can. But anyways, thank you very much for clicking on this video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe if you like the channel, and until next time, guys, remember to go get it.